Just a quick note before we begin. Today's the last episode of WTFJHT until June 26th. Matt is taking some time off next week, and we'll be back again as soon as he is. All right, let's do this. Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Thursday, June 15th, 2023. Welcome to day 877. Multiple federal agencies were hacked as part of a broad cyber attack that exploits a previously unknown vulnerability in widely used file-sharing software. The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency said it's still investigating the scope of the hacks, but it's working urgently to understand impacts and ensure timely remediation. The breaches, however, were connected to a file transfer program called MoveIt, which a Russian-speaking hacking group known as CLOP has recently exploited to steal data from companies and demand ransom payments. Last week, CISA and the FBI issued a warning that CLOP was exploiting the vulnerability in MoveIt. It's the third time in 3 years that foreign hackers have been able to breach federal agencies and steal information. Moving on, the White House says it will continue to use the term MAGA, despite the Office of Special Counsel ruling that it's a violation of the Hatch Act, a law that bars federal employees from promoting partisan politics while in their official capacity. While White House officials have repeatedly referred to Republican members of Congress as MAGA Republicans, the OSC cited the press secretary's use of the phrase MAGA Republicans ahead of the 2022 midterms as a violation of the 1939 law. The office, however, did not recommend any reprimand, and the law is widely viewed as unenforceable. Press Secretary Jean-Pierre, meanwhile, noted that if you look at the archived Trump White House website, it contains about nearly 2,000 uses of MAGA to describe policies and official agendas. She added that congressional Republicans have also used MAGA to refer to policies and official agenda frequently for years now, even clearly before we entered the administration. At least 13 officials violated the Hatch Act during the Trump administration. Meanwhile, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld a 1978 law prioritizing native tribes when American Indian children are adopted. The vote was 7-2, with Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito dissenting. The Indian Child Welfare Act was enacted in response to a long history in which hundreds of thousands of native children were separated from their families and raised by people with no connection to their culture. Before the ICWA, between 25% and 35% of native children were taken from their homes and placed with white families or in boarding schools in an attempt to assimilate them. And finally, FDA advisors unanimously recommend that the COVID-19 vaccine be updated to target emerging subvariants of Omicron, as well as drop the original coronavirus strain from the formulation. The panel recommended drug makers abandon the bivalent design and instead use a monovalent vaccine that only targets Omicron subvariants. The FDA is expected to make a final decision on which COVID-19 strain to target soon. And in the polls, Gallup says 61% of Americans believe overturning Roe v. Wade was a bad thing, while 38% said it was a good thing. 47% say abortion should be legal in all or most circumstances, while 36% say they want it only legal in a few circumstances, and 13% say they want it to be completely illegal. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.